And action.
I wanted to introduce her in a mysterious way, like she's slinky, serpent-like. She's in the dark. We don't really see what she is.
The director told me that we needed a whole infrastructure of pipes for our character, Copperhead. So we started to devise ways to have a matrix of pipes for her to descend, traverse across, and come down and observe Batman from above. So it quickly became evident that with the kind of skills that were necessary, we really needed two different stunt performers, specialists in their field.
One was more of a circus performer because we needed her to be contortionist and move in a really slinky, sexy way. And then when it came for the fighting, we went with a stunt actress that specializes in fighting.
Action. We used a combination of various things, including some acrobatics and some capoeira-like moves. And as soon as that goes, let that teeter-totter you straight into the handstand. It'll look really good.
Okay, good.
And with a bit of assistance with wires and stuff, she made these amazing moves, which were quite brutal.
Joker always has the last laugh.
Cool. We'll take that one.
Hey everyone, welcome for the last shoot of Arkham Origins. All the actors are getting ready. David will be operating the reference cam, and you'll be able to see the 3D feed on the TV wall. Audrey will be in charge of the capture. Cynthia will be capture assistant. Francois is stage assistant. And Pat will be at the audio playback. So, guys, have a good shoot.
Stand by, roll audio. Audio rolling. Mocap.
Mocap rolling.
And we're live.
Ready, and action.
Oh dear, what have I done? Oh, that's right. I should.
What we do is we shoot the performance capture on pre-recorded voices for this production. So we have the voices playing in the backgrounds, and the actors are actually miming to the voices, so trying to hit the beats, and we're capturing their bodies.
To go! You're outmatched by these assassins. What? You're not some hardened vigilante. You're a young man with a trust fund and too much anger.
This is a really important scene because, not only is it the emotional climax of the relationship between Batman and Alfred, but we believe it's also something that the player will relate to, right? Batman is being treated by Alfred as if Alfred was this overbearing parent, this controlling parent who's saying, you can't do this, you can't do that.
First of all, you start your dialogue from here. It's like, what you see when blah, blah, blah.
Alfred, who do you see when you look at me? The boy whose shoes you used to tie every morning? The teenager you drove to his first date? Well,
And that moment where he turns around, that's a pivotal moment. He's accepting Alfred and saying, Alfred, you need to know that you're wrong and I'm right. And, is he right? In his mind, he's right. Is Alfred right? In his mind, he's right.
when the sun rises.
They both need to learn to see each other's perspective, and that's what happens in this scene.
Tonight will not be my end, but it will be theirs.
On this game, we're not capturing the facial performance because we're not going for photorealism. We're going more stylized.
Punk in the Santa hat must be in charge.
We do record footage of the face, so I can tell the animator, okay, this actor did an awesome job with his face. Please do that and then push it further. That's another process that we're doing completely different from the first two games. It's all keyframed on the face.
Now let's see if you've been naughty, boy. Oh, nice.
Some stuff takes way longer, like for example, when we have stunts. Switch sides.
So the shot will begin with you guys in this position. You've got him up. There's this dialogue. He pulls the gun. You can drop him.
Rolling.
Action.
Ready, and action, gun.
The release, the block, and this, although really quick, it all has to be big.
Since it's stylized, we definitely want to push the actions, add the impacts, push poses further.
All this rage, all directed at me, and for what?
It's something that I think is super important for a Batman game where everything's bigger and larger than life.
Right on.
Mr. Up! Bravo, guys!
We definitely wanted to have someone who could do the contortionist stuff, you know, like a circus performer, right? An acrobat who can literally kind of do that really interesting climb down animation. Someone who's a fighting champion for some of the more acrobatic, spinning around kind of combat and whatnot. And then someone else who just really nailed the presence of the actual conversation and the way that she holds herself during the conversation elements.
Copperhead. Well, tell me a little bit about why story is so important to Arkham Origins. Obviously, you had some pretty fantastic lead-ins with the last two Arkham games.
Well, you said it. I mean, story is super important to these games. The ability to deliver really well-realized characters with very sort of rich emotions and voice acting and facial animations and whatnot is definitely stronger in a cinematic than it's going to be if we're doing it when you're running around throwing punches through pure gameplay.
What did you do to me?
The franchise has always done really well at delivering story through cinematics.
No, please!
This is Stefan LeBlanc, who is the cinematics director on Batman Arkham Origins. And you guys have done some pretty fascinating work here. You're really using a lot of the in-game art assets and some incredible camera techniques to kind of convey your whole story.
We're using all in-game assets for sure, and we're filming them with a virtual camera. So it's like a joystick with a screen.
Yeah.
And the screen shows me what I see in the virtual world.
Yeah.
So if I move around, it's like being in that world. It's giving us a bit of that handheld feeling. So it's giving us some realism.
Tell us a little bit about the cinematics. What are you doing to make this game your own and make it feel distinct from the Rocksteady experiences?
Well, since I'm a big comic book fan, I'm trying to make the cinematics look like comic books as much as I can. Basically, what I wanted to do is just make it a bit more realistic and gritty. And using that camera definitely helped. And going really in depth with that, we were able to push it a different way that way and make it our own, I think.